Hello.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Right. What? Oh, thank you. You do that to me, don't you? You've not disappeared beyond me, have you, Steve? Hello?
I'm still
Apparently he
here.
has.
I'm still here.
That's for talking to myself then. Though I am hopefully talking to a few more people than just myself. I'd like to say welcome and good evening, everybody, to this evening's podcast on behalf of Crossroads. And I would like to say and consider today what we're going to talk about. And I thought, having been doing some stuff recently, it was about how to take control of the little voice in your head. So that's mine. Now, lots of people kind of go, there's this myth that goes about people having voices in your head. We all have voices in our heads. We all have, and if we create an image of someone and we can imagine them speaking to us, then we have created a voice in our head. That is perfectly normal way of thinking and doing. So it doesn't have anything to do with hearing voices such as voices that tell you to do things that are harmful to yourself or whatever. It is just that we all have what we call an internal dialogue. And this is where we have little conversations with ourselves. And sometimes the people that we're having the conversations with might be, or hearing the voices from, or hearing the guidance that's within our heads, we might be hearing from, might be, is there certain times, say when you do something wrong, and then all of a sudden you hear the equivalent of your father's or your mother's voice going, "You stupid idiot." There's the other times. So it's, are there other times when you hear, so it's, we all create the voices in our head, and it may be with a particular tonality, it may be with a particular visual image that comes to mind at the same time, and it may be that it triggers a certain feeling. So it's like one of the things I've noticed my little grandson doing recently, and I'm in an endeavour to start changing his pattern, because they're all patterns that we create. Our brain, I think it's Deepak Chopra that says it, we think about, I don't know, 95,000 thoughts a day. And of those 95,000 thoughts, 94,990 of them are the same thoughts as the ones that we've had yesterday or the day before or some time previous. Because our brain is a creature of habit. We are all creatures of habit. And one of the things I attended a masterclass last night, and it reminded me that it's the habits that we build up consistently over time that create the results that we have in our lives today. And we can have helpful habits and we can have unhelpful habits. And one of the unhelpful habits that are frequently out of our conscious awareness, i.e. we don't think about it, it's just there running in the background and that we're unaware of it, is that of the worry monster. The little voice in your ear, the little voice that will create self-doubt, the little voice that, and as my little grandson, as I was saying, what he does, they'll go, "Oh, I am stupid." And I kind of go, where's he heard that? Because it's certainly not come from me or his mother. But he has somewhere internalized this notion that because he occasionally does stupid things, somebody said, "You're stupid, you," or he's heard somebody else saying, "You're stupid, you." I don't know, but he gets this thing, and he'll go, "Oh, I am stupid." And I'll go, "No, you're not stupid. We just all do daft things at times." And it is that, and I hope that eventually the "you are stupid" will eventually just automatically lead into him thinking, "No, but we all do daft things." So it takes it away from being a personal comment and it makes it into a positive comment. So I'm kind of curious, and I don't know if anybody's here. How many people have we got that may join in the chat, Steve? What is the worst things that you say to yourself? because 9 times out of often we're not even aware that we say them. So next time, and often when we say something like that, what I've seen is that, and what I have noticed is a change in my grandson recently, that when he used to say, "Oh, I am stupid," he had a certain tonality that went with it that was really off-putting, and it put him in, and you could see him change and shift his mood considerably. Now he'll still say, "I am stupid," but he doesn't say it with the same tonality, and it doesn't have the same impact for putting himself down, if that makes sense. It is that it's just a reaction. It becomes a reaction that is less attached to his actual feelings. It's just more of a statement that kind of goes, "Oh, I am stupid," rather than, "Oh, I am stupid." And then he used to get himself into a right little state, God bless him. And that's how early many of our voices can start. So my grandson is not yet 7. And in the years and the ages of 0 to 7 is when I don't know what's happened to my image there. Oh, right, that's it, me and my worry monster. Thank you so much, Steve. Uh, one of the things is between the ages of 0 to 7 is when we internalize lots and lots of the beliefs of other people around us, and we take them in, we absorb them like a sponge. Children do not have a filter. Children do not have the ability to analyze and go, "This is right," or "This is wrong." Children literally just take it all in. So this is why often, you'll hear, I sometimes hear my mother coming out of my mouth, because it is that as we get older, we've internalized what they taught us, and then we come out with the same statements. And when those statements are positive and uplifting and helpful, that is amazing. But when those statements are a little bit less than helpful, then they can have the impact of creating anxiety, worry, anxiousness, and all of those kind of negative connotations that are actually not good for our health, or our physical health, or our mental health. So when we talk, I had one of the I'm going to share with you tonight one of the exercises that is in my and in my book, and it is, so I don't know about any of you. I do know that I have a habit of what I call catastrophic thinking, or should I say my little man on my shoulder has a habit of catastrophic thinking. And what catastrophic thinking is when we go, "What if," and we think the worst of what could happen. So, and it will be on sale on the 9th of September on Amazon under the name Me and My Wonder, and the launch date is 9th of September. It's coming through Amazon, and it will be on Kindle for 99 pence. I'm just saying this because I've just seen the banner going down underneath, and it will be on, as I've said, Amazon and Kindle, folks. So that's really good. So when we think to the future, are we thinking, is the little voice in our head making images that are positive, or is the little voice is the little thoughts and the voice in our head creating doubts and worry? So it's the kind of thing, it's one of those, is my cup half full or is my cup half empty? And I tend to be a half full the majority of the time, but occasionally when my emotions are on an uneven keel, I'll go into the half empty. And I do that by thinking of all of the things that can go wrong. So it's kind of, what if, so just as an example, it would be going out at night. What if something goes wrong on when you go out at night? What if I get robbed? So it's the little things, like we used to. I don't know about any of you. This is in the age of when we used to have actual cash instead of a little screen on his phone that just passes, lets people access your bank account. And it used to be that just in case you got your handbag stolen. Notice, what if I get my handbag stolen? Then you used to have enough money tucked into your shoe or into your bra that was enough to get you home that night, that you could be able to book a taxi and get home. Now, that's a kind of positive way, but it's still worrying about what if something goes wrong. And it can become a pattern that we go, oh, and it is a very good way of being a troubleshooter. And it's very good if you happen to be a health and safety officer, because health and safety officers' jobs are literally built on what if and what can go wrong. And they look at what can go wrong, and they look at and put into place things to help prevent what could go wrong going wrong. That's fine for a health and safety inspector. It doesn't actually work well for building your self-esteem or boosting your own morale. So it's the kind of thing that I had Linda, my twin sister, was howling one day when I turned up into the office. And it's when I just learnt this particular exercise. And I'd been feeling a bit down for a couple of days. And then I came in and then I went, what am I worrying about? So that just tend to direct you to worrying. And then I went, what if it all works out? What if this amazing thing happens? What if I sell 1,000 books? What if I do? So it's kind of to challenge yourself that when you're in a negative mode, to actually think, what if it went right? What if? And it's a really entertaining scenario. So just as an example, I am now back to working in care home management consultancy, and I have been working in supporting a home that is undergoing. The reason that I get brought in is because it's to help homes that need some support. And so I have a visit from the local authority today, and I'm kind of going, oh, what if they find this? What if and instead of that then affects your thinking processes. If I was thinking negatively before they arrived, then I would be putting myself in what I describe as an unresourceful state. Now, when we are in an unresourceful state, we can't access the parts of the brain that are about creativity and thinking and cognitive function that is about problem solving. Because when you're in that, if you're in a bad emotion, your brain just literally doesn't connect to that. So by asking the question, what if this goes wrong, or what if that goes wrong, what you're actually doing is directing yourself to be in an unresourceful state. Unless you're asking it very lightheartedly, because tonality is also, it's when we think about the quality of this voice that's inside our head. So here's a few little tricks what to do with the voice. First, I kind of go, and I'm talking about the negative voice now. So the first question is, not thinking about what the voice is saying, but about the quality of the sound within your head. And yes, this does have an impact. And we call them, in NLP speak, it's submodalities. So it's kind of, is the voice loud? Is the voice quiet? Is the voice lyrical and musical? Or is it fast and rapid? Is it your dad's voice? Is it your mother's voice? Is it a calm voice? Is it an anxious voice? Is it now, if you think about the things that are related to music, so is it fast? Does it have a tempo? Is it a high tone? Is it a loud? Is it so is it a high tone, high squeaky tone, or is it a deep dark tone? Is it fast? Is it slow? And notice how then I went, is it fast? Is it slow? And each one has a different impact on your neurology. And it is not the same for everyone. So what can cause so the kind of voice that would say, just as an example, my sister, she used to have an image, and it was when she was worried about it was when she'd got a daughter, and it was a custody issue, and she was having to go to court. And when she was talking about the custody issue, what used to create fear in her was the image of seeing someone in the picture and then hearing the voice that went with it. And the voice we call it a trigger. The voice triggered her, and the voice was in the voice of her ex-partner. It was in a loud, authoritative tone. It was, and whereabouts does the voice come from? So it came from a particular position, and it then, as soon as she heard that voice, her whole demeanor changed, and she became anxious. Now, what she did with that image, one was she changed the image, but two, when she changed the sound that went with the image, because, and it sounds very childish, and it is, but it's what works in your head. So instead of hearing that voice, she went, na, 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 na. And so in putting that voice with the new image, it meant that it put her in a resourceful state. Now, I know, na, 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 my little grandchildren do that. I'll go, no, it's not. But it does have that feeling of, it changed the way she felt. So then she was able to access the resources to be able to deal with the situation. So if you have that voice in your head, one of the tricks, the first thing you can do is, if your negative voice comes from your right ear, just see what happens if you speak to yourself from your left ear. Does the voice change? Is one voice your mum's voice? Is another voice your dad's voice? What happens if you change it from your mother's voice to your dad's voice? What happens if you change it from your mother's voice to your lover's voice? What happens if you make the voice low and deep? Or what happens if you make it loud and high and squeaky and sound like Mickey Mouse? Because it's very hard to take Mickey Mouse seriously. So if you've got a voice that is causing you anxiety in your mind, and then you and practice listening to the voice, listen to what it's saying, but switch the voice and turn the voice up into a Mickey Mouse voice, what you will find is it has a totally different neurological impact on you. And so it has a different way of making you feel. And this is one of the, and so this helps you to change from the negative to the positive. Now, the other thing is the what if scenario, which I was mentioning earlier. So I've told you already. So instead of going, what if everything goes wrong? Think, well, what if it should go right? And I spent a full morning playing this game with my sister and my niece in the office, that they'd say something and I go, yeah, but what if? And I just make the positive statement instead of the negative statement. And it is astounding how if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. So it's the kind of thing. So if you always think in the same way, you will always get the same results. And to think that, and to consider that it could be any different, is a form of madness in itself. So instead of, and the way that we think is based on these things, and it is totally and utterly subjective. So a sound that could upset me is a sound that might, I do it, and I don't know if any of you used to watch, I forgot, Ally McBeal. And they used to break out into song and singing, didn't they? And there's certain things that when I see certain things, a song comes to my mind. So this is how I think when I'm thinking in auditory mode. So a song comes to my mind. So play yourself a happy song. How to change thinking, how to lift your mood. I have certain songs that we associate songs with a peak emotion that was happening at the time. So for example, if you have a song that's yours and your partner's song, that it's your lover's song, that comes on and you immediately think of them, and it brings back the joy of the time when you first heard that song together, when you were all absolutely loved up, done whatever. It's like certain songs, I hear a certain song and I'm immediately taken back to my sister's wedding. I hear another song and I link into the joy and exuberance that I felt at the time that I was doing this personal development program. And the minute I hear it, and as soon as it comes on the radio, I switch it up, and then that's my whole mood lifted. So this is about the power of sound and sounds for us. So what is your little voice whispering? And not only what is it whispering, but or what is it saying, or what is it shouting? But not only that, but how is it saying it? What are the tonalities? What are the speed? What is the cadet? Oh, I lose. My teeth have gone there, folks. cadence, I think it is. Do you know, I'm saying words and I go, I know it's the right word, but I'm not sure if I've got it in the right context, and I couldn't tell you what it means out of the dictionary. So I want you to do a little exercise that goes, the next time that you're feeling a little bit down, first ask yourself, what are you saying to yourself? Where is the voice coming from? Whose voice is it? Is it loud? Is it quiet? Is it soft? Is it sharp? Is it squeaky? Is it deep? So all of those questions, and then go, oh, that's interesting. Because the minute awareness is always the first step in making a change. So as soon as you can then become aware of it, you can then take control of it, because it is your head, your voice, you're creating them. It may be replaying recordings of things that you've heard previously, but it still is your head. You're in a dialogue, and it's you who is in control of it. And so the next thing that you then say is you change the location. So if it's in this ear, what happens if you move it away? What happens if you make it quieter? And you can actually move it further away. And notice what I'm doing as I'm doing it. If you find it difficult to just do it thinking about it, physically go, oh, there's my voice. Oh, I'll just move it over there. Oh, I'll move it up. And it's strange and it's bizarre and it works. You kind of go, oh, where's that voice gone now? If you're struggling with it, then please feel free to join me on my Facebook page, which is Wendy Elliot. You'll see my lovely face looking out at you if you want to find out that it's me. And please feel free to message me, or feel free to join my Facebook page. And then in that way, I will be able to keep in touch with you. And then again, you can message me. So I am going to be here every Thursday at 7 p.m. Steve, what's your voice like? I don't know if he's here still with me. No, he's not. I'm just going to check I go, what's your inner voice like, Steve? What? Oh, you unmute. You need to unmute. I can see you. Okay. I can see you. That's it, yeah. What's your inner voice like? How do you talk to yourself? Hello, can you hear me?
Or
how do you talk to yourself?
Yes, I can.
Yes, you can hear me. And what words?
Talk to myself. I go like this. I go, hello. Hello, Stephen. Then I'll go, hello.
Yeah. So you've been practicing. But it does make a difference in the way that you speak to yourself for how it makes you feel. And that's the power of the voice, the inner voice. And you can also help to open the inner voice by using external sounds like happy music. So that's my little pause and thoughts for today. Any thoughts?
Thank you so much. Only thoughts I've got at the moment is on my radio, and unfortunately, it's got a few messages here. I'll read them out. Hi, Wendy. Nice to see you again. I'm glad your book's coming out soon. I'm going to get a copy. Steve, thanks for showing it. That's okay. Don't worry. I always do. If I can see any pictures or anything, I always do. Steve, would it be possible if you can ask Wendy to what? To let me know when a book's out. Yeah, it's the 9th of September. All right. So everybody,
a fortnight tomorrow. 2 weeks to go.
9th of September. So a fortnight tomorrow.
That's it, try it to help me boost
I'll tell you what. I remember when I got my little box.
Yeah.
That's it.
So hopefully we're online on time.
You've got to get it all ready. So don't forget, guys, get the book. Yeah, get the book, and I want everybody not to let me down, guys out there. All right,
Yeah.
so I want you to buy the book, and if I know there's quite a few of you on the radio listening now, right? And but I can tell you right now, please buy the book. You know, because Wendy supports us, and we need to support her. So please, please buy that book. You know, it's if you buy the book, read it and everything, you'll never know it. It might help you. You know. So anyway,
Has
so I'm
exceptional.
kind of like, I'll be the first one. Well, no, sorry.
It does have some
Yeah.
exceptional tips for
So
helping with
make sure you
anxiety.
buy that book, please, guys. You,
And it's not the serious kind of
right, there you go.
anxiety.
Got some tips there. Helps you with anxiety.
Yeah, it's to deal with anxiety.
Yeah. Oh yes, I'm going to get. Yeah, I deal with that. You know, I've got problems with anxiety, and I do. So I'll be there getting it. Thank you very much. Right, I've got to go because I'm having my tea. And guess what? The
All
rest of
right,
the
I
evening I've
shall
got
leave
to
it.
myself.
We're just coming up to the
So
time.
I
So
am really, really
thank you
happy
so
with that.
much. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. And
I
thank you,
tell you
Stephen,
what,
for Lord's podcast. Go on, Steve.
Wendy,
Hmm.
before you go, I love the four poster bed.
I know I said I got upgraded this time. This is the
I love
this
the
is one
four
of the
poster bed you got behind you.
this is one of the joys of working away. One is a big double bed to spread out in, but two,
Hello.
occasionally you get spoilt and get upgraded at no extra cost. Right.
Lucky git. Right, okay. See you later, Wendy. Bye bye.
Bye. Take care, everybody.
Bye. She's probably got a jacuzzi